Hey everyone, welcome back to Factor Facts, where we dive into the coolest facts and the craziest stories. Ever wondered about the stories behind everyday objects, like who decided to put a handle on a mug, or how they invented the zipper? Buckle up, Buttercup, let's dive in. Fact number 1. Did you know that the spoon is like one of the oldest tools in human history? I'm talking way back, folks. We're talking over 20,000 years ago. Back then, they didn't have fancy factories or anything. These prehistoric spoons were made of seashells or animal bones. Can you imagine scooping your ice cream with a bone? Talk about going paleo, but seriously, that means your humble cereal buddy has been around longer than... Get this, the wheel. The wheel, that's how OG the spoon is. Alright, fact number 2 is gonna blow your mind. Zippers weren't always called zippers. Shocker, right? It's like finding out ketchup used to be called, I don't know, tomato goop? Anyway, when this genius inventor named Gideon Sunback came up with the modern zipper in 1913, he tried to make it sound all fancy. He called it a hookless fastener. Can you imagine telling your friend, hey, your hookless fastener is undone? Thankfully, a shoe company started using them and they were all, dude, this zipping sound is the best. And bam, the name zipper was born. Okay, get ready to be grossed out and amazed at the same time. Fact number 3, the first toothbrushes were made from twigs. Yep, you heard that right. Ancient civilizations, those guys were tough. They used frayed twigs to clean their chompers. Can you imagine? Talk about roughing it. It wasn't until the 15th century, over in China, that someone had the bright idea to use boar hair for bristles. Way fancier, but I'm still glad we've upgraded to those soft, bristled bad boys. Chapter 4. Post-it notes, the accidental genius. Post-it notes keep our lives organized. They were a total mistake. A 3M scientist was trying to invent super strong glue, but created a weak adhesive instead. Someone realized it was perfect for sticky notes. And boom, the Post-it note was born, turning weak glue into a billion-dollar idea. Chapter 5. Ballpoint pen, the smudge-fighting hero. Fact number 5 is near and dear to my heart, folks. It's about the mighty ballpoint pen. Before the ballpoint pen, we had messy fountain pens. Hungarian journalist Laszlo Biro invented the ballpoint pen. He wanted a pen that wouldn't leak on airplanes. It was a game changer. Even Woo pilots used them. One smooth writing hero. Chapter 6. Bubble wrap, from flop to pop. Bubble wrap was originally supposed to be wallpaper. In the 1950s, 2 inventors tried to make textured wallpaper, but their idea flopped. Then they realized it was perfect for protecting fragile items, and thus, bubble wrap popped its way into our hearts. Alright, fact number 7 takes us back to the days before erasers, and let me tell you, things were a little crumbly. Back in the 1770s, if you made a mistake with your fancy new pencil, you'd have to use breadcrumbs to erase it. Can you imagine? Your pencil case would be a feast for ants. Thankfully, someone discovered that natural rubber worked way better, and the eraser was born. No more crumbs for us, thank goodness. Chapter 8. Fact number 8 is all about Velcro, and it involves a dog, a walk in the woods, and a whole lot of burrs. This Swiss engineer named George de Mestral was out walking his dog one day, and he noticed how those pesky burrs kept sticking to his clothes and his dog's fur. Instead of getting annoyed, he got curious. He put those burrs under a microscope and realized they were covered in tiny hooks. Genius, right? And that's how Velcro was born, inspired by a dog walk and a whole lot of observation. Chapter 9. Fact number 9 is a real head-scratcher. Shopping carts, those metal contraptions we all rely on at the grocery store, were once super unpopular. That's right, back in 1937 when they first hit the scene, people thought pushing a cart around made them look lazy. Can you believe it? Stores were so desperate to get people to use them, they actually hired actors to push carts around and look all cool and casual. It's like, hey, look at me. I'm just a regular Joe, strolling with my groceries. Glad we came to our senses and embraced the shopping cart, right? Chapter 10. And last but not least, fact number 10 is all about those funky square barcodes we see everywhere, QR codes. You know what inspired them? Japanese board games. This developer at a company called Denso Wave needed a way to store a ton of information in a tiny space. So, he looked at the complex patterns in the game of Go and thought, aha, I can use that, and bam, The QR code was born, bridging the gap between ancient games and modern technology. Isn't it wild how much history and creativity are packed into the objects we use every day? It's like a museum of awesome hidden in plain sight. So next time you zip your jacket, scribble a note, or pop some bubble wrap, you know you want to, remember these quirky facts. Which one surprised you the most? Was it the bone spoons, the wallpaper bubble wrap? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more fascinating facts. Thanks for watching and see you next time.